So today I felt called to do a channeled message. I don't do these often. I do these very rarely, actually. So if you are finding this, then it's probably really meant for you. Some more signs that this might be a message for you is you've been seeing bats, raccoons, squirrels, the number 222, 777, 333, dragonflies, bees, honeybees, anything else? The color yellow, black and white is a very strong theme lately. And you've been feeling more connected to music lately. Okay, if any of those resonate with you, then this message is probably for you. All right. So if you're watching this still, then that means that you just went through one of the hardest summers of your life. Summers are the last, 3 months. 2-3 months. And it was very exhausting. Every day was a new lesson. And it was a mix of feeling heavy, but also feeling really light. And you thought that there was going to be a reward at the end of all this hard work that you've been doing. This hard work, not just, in labor, but also, hard work on yourself. And just all of a sudden, the rug gets pulled out from under you. And your whole world gets turned upside down. And now you don't know how to keep going. Now you don't know what to do with yourself. Before, you had an idea of what was going to be at the end of this. And now that you've sort of reached an end, you have no clue. You lost something. Whether it be a job, a girlfriend or boyfriend, a car, or just a future that you thought that you were going to have, or you just lost a loved one. You lost something, and you don't know how to live without it. You don't know how to move forward. You feel like all of this was for nothing. Everything that you've done, everything that you've experienced, everything that you put yourself through, you feel like it was all for nothing. And I'm here to tell you that it wasn't. I'm here to tell you that whatever you have lost was never meant to stay. I'm here to tell you to keep going, to push through, to keep taking a step every single day. You don't have to take multiple steps. You don't have to take big steps. Just take whatever step that you can. If that means just getting up and brushing your teeth, or taking a shower, or making your bed, that is a step forward. You don't have to have it all figured out right now. You are lost for a reason. And God is going to use your pain. He's going to use your pain, and he's going to help you and help other people. This pain has a purpose. This confusion has a purpose. Life is not just a sequence of random events. Everything is orchestrated. There is a divine plan. Even if it's like not formed at the very beginning, it is forming with every step. And you are exactly where you're meant to be right now. And that might be really hard to hear. Like at first I wanted to be mad at God, mad that I lost the love of my life. And I'm never gonna get to see him again. And the future that I thought I was gonna have just isn't gonna happen. But God has filled me with not with peace, but with certainty that he has my best interests, and that this pain is serving a purpose in my life. And I'm going to remind you that your pain is serving a purpose in yours. You have no clue what's in store for you. And what you lost is going to not be replaced, but you will get reparations. God will give you something even greater than what you had. And I know that's really hard to believe right now. When you've lost so much. And that's okay. God's going to keep sending you reminders. God's going to show you what all of this was for. All in its time, it will get revealed as you become more and more ready to receive. Because it's understandable to want nothing but what you lost, right? But the more that you come to accept the reality that you are living in, the more that you come to accept that God could have better for you, God will start giving you the things that He's been holding tenderly in His hands. It's like that one analogy of, like the little girl, she has this teddy bear and God's asking her to give him this teddy bear, right? But she's like, no, I love this teddy bear. I've had it my whole life. Like, I don't want to let go of this teddy bear. But she doesn't know that behind God's hand, or behind God's back, God is holding this bigger teddy bear. One that she would love even more. And, yeah. When you're ready, God's gonna give you that big teddy bear. And you don't have to be in any rush. In fact, you should rest. Every day is going to get easier. It's gonna get easier to smile, to laugh, to dance, to sing, to have fun, to feel joy. I know that probably feels wrong right now. And you should really let yourself have those moments, even if they're brief. You should let yourself laugh, smile, dance, have fun. Because nothing should be able to steal your joy, your light. And if it did, then that means you were too attached to it. And you need to let go of that attachment. Because you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be happy. Don't let anything steal your joy. Don't let the darkness become you. Don't stay in the darkness. I know it feels good to cry, but balance those moments. I think you should have more moments of peace than sorrow. I'm sorry that I'm talking slow. I'm just really making sure that these are not my own words. I don't want to rush this message. I haven't done one of these in a while. I haven't done one without cards. It's so much easier with cards. But I don't know, I really felt like God wanted me to share this message with you. Because you are not meant to stay in this state. You are meant to heal people. You are meant to make others smile and laugh and dance. Because you have such a pure heart. And it's been hardened. You've hardened your heart because you're afraid of getting hurt again. But God really needs you to be light, a light in people's lives. So soften up your heart. You don't have to let people in easily, but be soft, be kind, be understanding, be patient, be generous. There are a lot of people in the world who have gone through far worse. Through unspeakable things. And God is going to use you to help them. But first you have to climb up from whatever hole you fell in. You have to have hope again. You have to believe. Believe in the divine plan, in God's plan. A couple weeks ago, and I'm thinking about this. I don't know if it's gonna resonate with you, but I was working at this camp, and there was this hurt bat. It was on its back, and its wings were curled up, and it was breathing really heavily. And the kids that I was taking care of were all gathered around it, and I had to move them back. And I called a lead, and I told him about this bat, if he could help it. And all he was gonna do was get a stick and push it to the side so that it wouldn't bother anybody. So that it wouldn't make anybody feel uncomfortable. And I just could not, my heart could not take that. Could not take just letting this animal in need die. And so I got a piece of paper, and he used a stick to put the bat onto the middle of the paper. And then he just left me. He just left me to deal with it. This is my lead. This is like my superior. And so, I don't know, God orchestrated for there to be water bottles there that day. And there wasn't usually. And I take it to a table where the water bottles were at. And I put water in my hand, and I start dripping water into the little mouth. And it was like, oh man, it was breathing so heavily. Like, I was crying just looking at it, just like this. like poor thing. Like, I don't know. That I was just thinking about how painful it probably was. And so, yeah, as soon as I dripped water into its mouth, it immediately like stuck out its little tongue and opened its mouth like it wanted more. So I dripped more water into its mouth, and then it started wiggling, trying to get onto its stomach. And I realized that the wing was hurt, that he had a bruised wing. And I put it on his stomach, and it started crawling, and it ended up latching onto the paper that I was catching it with because it was coming off of the table. And once I put it onto the floor, it just stayed latched onto the paper, and it just closed its eyes and went to sleep. But like actually went to sleep. It was still breathing, but it wasn't breathing as rapidly. And my other superiors, my higher up superiors, ended up coming, and I started crying, and I was like, please don't kill it. And they said that they wouldn't. I ended up asking later what happened to the bat, and the wildlife specialist said that by the time she went back to give it something, it had passed away. And I don't know, I've just been thinking so much about it. Like, I literally told myself, like, this is some kind of omen. Like, what are the odds that, like, the way that all of this was orchestrated. And I was taking care of a group of kids, a group of boys, and we were called the Bats, which is crazy. And so I'm thinking of that for us. If you're watching this and you resonate with this story and me and what I'm going through, but you know, you help people that are misunderstood, creatures of the night. They don't harm anybody, they're just existing, but because they look different or they act different, or just because they come from the dark, people don't show them the love that they need. God places you in those people's lives, and you show them love, you show them care that nobody else would have. And you help heal them, you help save them, and maybe not enough to stay alive, but you save their souls. You soften their hearts. You show them that they are worthy of being loved. And that is so special. I want you to know how special that is. Most people would just use a stick to move people out of the way, you know? They would just ignore people who are facing real problems and real pain. Most people can't be bothered. But God gave you such a tender heart, and that is something to be proud of. And that is something that you need to take care of. Do not harden yourself just because it's hard. You are strong enough. You are capable. You need to believe in yourself. If I had just given up just because my lead wouldn't do anything, if I had, I was faced with that decision, okay, nobody else is gonna do anything, so it's either nothing gets done or I do it, I help. And I took a risk. This bat could bite me, this bat could, honestly, I just knew it was just so, it was just a helpless little animal. What is the worst that it could do to me, I just trusted that I would be able to do what needed to be done. And I'm sorry, but for a lot of this, like, for a lot of the things that God has planned, like, you are the perfect person for the job. And nobody else is meant to do it but you. You are playing this role in people's lives, this role in the spiritual warfare, this, I don't know. God has this special assignment for you, and that is to serve others. To make the world a better place, one person at a time. And it does take sacrifice. I just lost my biggest distraction. My boyfriend was just a helpless little bat. He was wounded, and he was suffering, and it took a lot of energy to help him. But it made me stronger. It made me stronger, and I realize now that I want to help more people. And I have to focus on preparing myself for that. I let myself get distracted. Or rather, God let me rest. But now it's time to get back to work. Now it's time for you to get back to work. To prepare. Work can look different. For me, work is healing myself, is reading, is making sure that I am spiritually ready for the role I have to play in people's lives. I don't know what God has planned for me. I don't know exactly what God has planned for you, because every single path is different. We're all going to be faced with different challenges. But the more that you help, the more that you sacrifice, I guarantee that you will be rewarded. Like I said, you will get your reparations for what you lose, for the time you put, for the energy you spend. And I think you are due. I think that there's going to be a huge blessing that is about to pour into your life. And before that big blessing comes in, God is going to work on comforting you and preparing you to receive whatever it is. He's going to show you what to do with that blessing so that it can get multiplied. I really feel like it's going to be something big, something life-changing. And I'm hearing that God's going to send you help as well. You're not meant to walk this path alone. There's not just one person, although I am sort of seeing that. There's going to be multiple people that are going to be sent into your life that are going to be of help, that are going to guide you, that are going to comfort you. But there's going to be a partner. You're going to have a partner. Whether it's platonic or it's romantic, you are going to have somebody that you work with, that you will share ideas with, that all of these things that God has shown you, or that God has charged you with, or that God has planned for you, they will be made possible because this one person is going to be a part of your life and is going to help you make that possible. But you don't have to worry about that right now. Right now, all you have to do is focus on healing and resting. And pretty soon, you're going to be ready to love again. When you are ready to be loved again. So be patient with yourself. Don't rush yourself. Again, you don't have to have it all figured out right now. God will show you what to do. God will show you where to go. God will show you who to speak to. So, trust God. Trust that His timing is the best timing. And I use His very loosely. I think God is just energies, just everything. It's the thing that's holding everything together. God has no gender. But yeah. Things are gonna get better. Very, very soon. Tomorrow. Things are gonna get better tomorrow. Tomorrow morning. You can cry today if you need to. But tomorrow is going to be a brighter day. Let yourself enjoy it. Not just for you, but for the world. You play a very big role. You're very important. And the world needs you. The world needs your smile, and your laugh, and your words, and your love. So, get better. Any last words, God? I'm just hearing that right now you should just focus on loving yourself. All that love that you have, it has no place to go. Just pour it into yourself until you are overflowing. I'm hearing Maroon 5. And she will be loved, and she will be loved. You will be loved. You are loved. Dearly. Pretty soon you're gonna feel it. Be patient with yourself and with God. Take it one day at a time. Okay. I love you. I'm sorry if I've been going around in circles, but I love you. Have a good night or good morning whenever you're seeing this. It's going to get better, I promise.